welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about my spring 2022 seed haul. That sun is very bright there, so hopefully that'll go behind some trees soon. It won't be so glaring. But I guess I'll show the camera as I do the seeds. So I have two different places I got my seeds from this year. I have just really bargain seeds here. These are from the Dollar Tree, and they were 4 for $1. And these are, most of them are varieties that I've planted before. They're annuals or a few things that I tried to grow that didn't really work out so well. So I'm gonna try them again. So, and then these I have been waiting and waiting for. I made like my seed wish list back in, oh gosh, probably like November when I started getting my different seed catalogs in, and I had so many different seed companies to choose from, and they were all good, and there was all things that I wanted from each one. But I ended up going with Southern Exposure seeds, just because they had some of the best prices, and B, I really like the catalog. Like, let me show you guys the catalog. You guys see that? So this is the Southern Exposure Seed Exchange catalog. And it's got like little gnomes, and the artwork on it is just so cute. And then it's just like really well organized inside. As far as like there's pictures of everything, descriptions, and all that. So outstanding varieties, new things, whatnot, customer favorites. Yeah, so I just fell in love with this gardening catalog, and since their prices were so great, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna give these guys a try. And it's a seed exchange, so their focus is they're a smaller company, and they want to preserve seed. Like, some of the seeds I got were, I guess you could say, kind of like rescued varieties that were almost going extinct. But through the seed exchange, they were able to get some seeds and regrow them and save them. So that was really cool. But okay, so I guess we will start with the Southern Exposure seeds. So I'm just gonna give you a brief description of what it is I got and why I chose those. So the first thing, and I'll also probably put in a picture of what it looks like here. From their website, because some of these do have like art drawn on them, but they don't have actual photo, or other ones just have the little gnomes picking things from the garden and still not a picture of what it's actually gonna look like. So, and I'm like to see what I'm growing. So on the website when I ordered it, they did have photos of everything. So first up is the pole bean. This is called the Blue Cocoa pole bean. Now it says blue, but it actually looks more purple to me online, and it is potentially a purple green bean. This one, I believe it's supposed to hold its color even after it's cooked. I know some varieties of pole beans that come in colors, they could be purple on the vine, but then once you cook them, they turn green. So I thought this was nice that it kept its color. And I also like that it is a vine. How tall does it get? Okay, it doesn't say the height on the back of the packet, but I believe it said 5 to 6 feet. So I really like to do vertical gardening as much as I can. If it comes in a vertical variety, I want it to, because it saves space. We don't have, a base of property, we just have a standard lot, not a very big backyard. So space is essential. So this is a variety I'm very excited to grow. So next up, we have the Sugar Snap Bees. Again, these are just, I don't think there's anything particularly special about them other than they grow on a vine. Again, another trellis thing. Yeah. Doesn't have the height on here either. Yeah, I had some peas last year. Peas really don't do so great here in Florida. Like, they prefer cooler weather. So, but I'm gonna give these guys a try because they are a trellis, so I don't have to devote as much of a ground space to them as I did the other peas. And we'll see, maybe we'll still get some. It might still be early enough. The weather's been kind of unseasonably warm here considering it's still winter. It's been in the 80s, but it might still have some cool days left, so who knows. We'll give it a try. Oh, and then we have the Mexican sour gherkins. No picture on that one. But these are tiny little cucumbers, like about this big, that are kind of shaped like little minions, you know, little capsules. So I'm really excited to try that. We love cucumbers, so that was a variety I just wanted to have. Oh, this next one I'm so excited about too. It is red Malabar spinach. So this one is a vining spinach. So it's going to get, I believe it's about 3 feet. And so it's a vine, it's a red vine, like a beautiful red color with the green spinach leaves. And then you can eat the spinach from it. So you get more spinach, again, vertical, saving space. So I just love that. I thought it was so cool. So we'll see how that works out. And also, this is a heat tolerant variety. Since we are here in Florida in zone 9, I wanted to make sure I got things that were more heat tolerant, because a lot of times delicate things were like lettuces, brassicas, anything like that doesn't do well here because it's so hot. So I tried to make sure I got heat tolerant varieties, and that is specifically why I got this. This is Jericho romaine lettuce. So this is actually lettuce from Israel. So it is bred for their heat. So this tolerates heat really well. So I'm hoping to be able to get lettuce even into summer, which is kind of hard here. I'm still gonna plant it probably in a shady, semi-shady location so it doesn't get too hot and too wilty, but hopefully this will thrive here in our heat. Okay, next up we have the Magenta Magic Oric. I don't know how to say that. Okay, so this is, it's a green, but it's not green, it's red. And I believe you mostly eat it raw, like in salads and whatnot. I don't know how cooking would work with this. I just thought it was a really pretty color, and again, it was in the heat tolerant kind of zone, so I thought, you know what, it's pretty, it might look good in a salad, and if it tolerates our heat, I'm gonna give it a try. We have the early Nozaki cabbage. So I have been growing the Machili variety of cabbage, and it did okay here, but when it started to warm up, it was bolting really quickly. So this is actually a type of Chinese cabbage that is more heat tolerant and slower to bolt. So I'm hoping to be able to do better with this particular cabbage than I did with the previous cabbage, and maybe even grow it into as the summer warms up. So summer and spring. Okay, we are done with our kind of greens and our other kind of veggies, green veggies. Kind of went a little melon crazy here because, you know, our kids love fruit. They just love fruit. And it was kind of this new thing that I realized that not all fruit grows on trees. You know, we don't have a lot of space. So putting in fruit trees, we don't really have very many places to put those. So I like the idea that I can have a plant that grows fruit. So it takes up less space, it's not permanent, and hopefully I can get a lot from it. So I got lots of melons, lots of melons. Okay, so first up we have a ice cream green machine muskmelon. So this is a type of honeydew. And the idea of this is it's a smaller melon. It is, what's the weight on this sucker? Oh, the weight on the back. Okay, on the website and in the catalog, it did say like the size that they grow and the weight and whatnot. So these get probably, you know, about bowl size. And the idea is that you're supposed to cut it open and scoop out the center a little bit and be able to put ice cream in it. So that's the whole ice cream dream, like a scoop of ice cream. So it's kind of like a personalized little dessert type thing. So that I thought was really exciting. And I'm also really like the idea of having things kid size, snack size. So, you know, if you cut open like a giant melon, you know, are you going to eat it before it goes bad? Maybe, mostly, maybe. But if one of the kids is like, oh, I want a snack just for me, then there we go. We got small ones. And, you know, if they're not cut, they keep a little longer. So having smaller ones, you just cut them as you need them versus having a big one that you cut open. I think it works better for us personally. Okay, so next up we have the Wilson Sweet Watermelon. Okay, so I have this one and I have the Blacktail Mountain. And to be honest, I'll put the pictures here and over here of each Wilson and the Blacktail Mountain. One of these was a variety that was starting to go extinct. And the seed was saved and then grown and, you know, repopulated. And the other one is a small variety of watermelon. And it's supposed to be extremely sweet. I'm not sure which one is which. I forgot. So hopefully the pictures over here will identify which one is this. But one of these is an extinct variety and one is a smaller variety. Okay, so see, this is why I said that I went melon crazy. I have three, okay? I have three watermelons, okay? This one's the Golden Midget. This is the Blacktail Mountain. And this is the Wilson, okay? The Wilson Sweet. Okay, the Golden Midget is obviously, this one is small. That's the name Midget. It is small. These are the personal size ones. So we know that, okay? Maybe I'm not prepared as I should have been for this, but anyway. Sometimes you don't have time to be completely prepared for a video because, well, these things need to be planted, you know? So they need to get in the ground. So anyway, I want to show you guys them before I do that. Okay, we have the Plum Granny Green Queen and that is a long name. Plum Granny Queen and what the heck? Pocket Melon. Plum Granny Queen and Pocket Melon. So this is a small little personal sized melon again for one person, one serving, whatnot. So, and it's supposed to be prolific. I tried to pick things that said prolific, produces a lot, so that you get more abundance for what you're growing in that space, since space is limited. Okay, this melon is easy to remember. This is the Early Moonbeam. So this one is a watermelon, but what's unique about this is the inside is actually yellow instead of red. So the pictures look really beautiful, so I'm excited to grow this one. And it said it's an icebox melon. I'm not really too sure what that means. There was different icebox variety ones, so we'll see how this one tastes. And then we have the Wonderberry or the Sunberry. This is kind of similar to, I guess, like a huckleberry. It's not that great eaten raw. The reviews and whatnot said it's kind of not too sweet, but apparently it makes excellent pies and it's extremely heat tolerant and really thrives here. So I wanted to try this to make jams and pies out of, and again, I always like having extra fruit. Okay, so next we are moving on to the tomatoes. I am extremely passionate about tomatoes. When I made my wish list for seeds that I wanted, tomatoes I narrowed it down to 30 varieties, okay? I didn't get 30 varieties, don't worry. But I love tomatoes, so salsa, spaghetti, raw, anything. I love tomatoes. So I tried to get a little bit of each type that I would use for different things. So first up, we have the green zebra tomato, which is a green kind of striped tomato. So that one just, I mean, it's pretty. I want to see what it tastes like. So we've got that one. Oh, this one, I didn't know there was such a thing. This is the Reverend Moro's Long Keeper. So this is a storage tomato. So I'm used to the kind of tomatoes you get at the store. Maybe you can keep for a couple of weeks before it goes bad. This was grown for winter storage. So ideally this should last several months if kept in the right conditions. So I really like that because there are certain times of the year obviously where you can't grow tomatoes. So I like the idea of still being able to have tomatoes even if they're not actively growing. Okay, and then we have our Tropical Sunset Cherry Tomato. So this one is, the name kind of says it all, Tropical Sunset. It's pink and orange and yellow and just cute little cherry tomatoes that just look really pretty. And then I have the Super Italian Paste. This was also something new for me. I guess I didn't really realize that, you think of spaghetti sauce, it's tomatoes. Well, I didn't realize that it's like paste tomatoes are specifically like they have less seeds and more meat, and that's typically what you make spaghetti sauce out of. You don't want to use those watery kind of sandwich slicing tomatoes. So I wanted at least one type of paste tomato to be able to make sauces and whatnot from. And then we have Matt's Wild Cherry. And this is the cutest, teeniest little cherry tomato. I mean, look at that. That is adorable. Okay, a tiny little bite size. I just think that's adorable. And it's supposed to be very prolific. You're supposed to get a lot from each plant. So, okay, we're not done yet. I know, right? I feel like I've been talking forever. Oh, okay, getting through here. Next we have this one. Again, I mean, obviously I should know this, but I guess I didn't really stop to think about it. So I know that pecans and almonds and stuff come from trees. So I just assumed most nuts do, but I didn't really think that peanuts, they grow from plants. This is a Tennessee Red Valencia peanut. It's supposed to do really good down here in the South, even with a lot of humidity. Some peanuts don't like humidity. So I'm going to try growing peanuts. This might be a totally failed experiment. I don't think it's necessarily common for people to grow peanuts. I don't really see it much on gardening channels. I don't know why. I haven't done much research into that, but it was cleared for our zone. So I'm going to give it a try. I thought that was interesting. Okay, so we're going to be moving on to these in just a minute. Those were all of my vegetables from Southern Exposure Seed Exchange. I only got one flower from them. I wanted to get mostly vegetables because I still had some flower seeds growing. And then I also figured I could get some from the Dollar Tree for annuals and whatnot, which is what I ended up doing. But I just got red zinnias because these zinnias in the photo were just so vivid, like these beautiful roses here, like they were just beautiful. And red zinnias wasn't really something that I had seen offered, you know, like at the seed things at like Walmart, Lowe's, Dollar Tree. Those were typically pink, green, yellows, more light colors. So I thought the red was an interesting variety. Okay, so we are done with Southern Exposure Seed Exchange, all those seeds. Okay, moving on to the Dollar Tree, and we're going to go through these a little quicker because these are more common varieties. They're not, you know, unusual. There's not much to say about them. So, but we will get through this. Okay, so first up, we have our peppers. I was out of a lot of my pepper seeds, so I just needed to restock for this year. I did not save enough last year. So we have our Hungarian yellow wax peppers. These are long peppers. They're not as hot as like a jalapeno or a habanero. They're kind of like a mix between a sweet pepper and a slightly spicy pepper. So they're a nice mild spice to them. And then we have habanero, which is obviously a hot pepper. We have our serrano chili peppers. And then we have our cayenne long peppers. And these are such a great deal. So the Southern Exposure seeds, I would say I paid somewhere between $3 and $5. These are 4 for $1. So we're talking 25 cents a seed packet, which is a really good price because I have noticed that even like the burpee seeds at Walmart, they've gone up in price this year. I couldn't find any for less than $2.50, whereas last year I could find a lot for like $1.97. So, and then we just got some more herbs because again I was running low on some of those. We've got oregano, which I have struggled to grow, but I think I figured it out. So I do have some growing now. I don't have an abundance, but I have some, so I wanted to grow a little more of those. And then we've got the basil, the Genovese, which is my favorite kind, or Genovese. This is my favorite kind. I've grown 3 or 4 different types of basil, and I just love this one. I like the sweetness of it, and it's just a soft leaf. Like, it's not, the other leaves can be kind of jagged and kind of rough, whereas this is just soft and tender, and it goes great and everything. So I love that one. It's my favorite. And cilantro, which I have never been successful at growing. And I'm finding out as I'm reading more about it, it's because it hates heat. It doesn't like the heat. Typically if it's grown here, it's grown in the winter. And so I'm going to give this a try growing it indoors. And I'm going to see if the control temperature, the cooler temperature, if I can get it to grow. So we'll give this a try. And on to the flowers. These are all flowers, all annuals. I have a ton of perennials that I have growing right now, but I was out of annuals. So I've got Cosmos. This is the single sensation mixed color mix. And I have like iffy relationship with the mixed colors. So I like that you get a lot of varieties in one packet, but I like to know what I'm growing. So once the flowers grow, I'm going to save seeds from those, but I'm going to separate them. So I'm going to separate the white seeds from the pink seeds from the red seeds, so that next time I go to plant these in the following years, I know exactly what kind of cosmos I'm planting. Here we have the these are the zinnias. These are the semi-dwarfed annual mixed colors, and there are a lot of colors in here. You know, we've got the light pink, the hot pink, the white, the orange, the yellow. So there's a lot of variety in here. We have the Cosmos in the bright lights mixed colors. The colors of these are just so vivid. These look so pretty. I'm really excited about these. We have bachelor buttons, the traditional ones, just the blue boy. And then we have the canary double mixed bachelor buttons. These are purple and pink and white, so we'll see. I have also really struggled to grow bachelor buttons. I seem to be able to get them to a certain height, and then either a squirrel gets them or they just die. I don't know. So we're gonna try again. The helichrysums, I have never grown these, so I'm gonna give them a try. I'm not sure, you know, how they're gonna work, but again, these were 25 cents a packet, so I figured, you know what, I'm gonna try. They're interesting. And snapdragons. This would be another seed that I have not had success growing. This I have tried and I have not been able to grow snapdragons. But part of me wonders, in the previous year when I've tried to grow some of these things, if maybe it wasn't me, but it was my seeds. So I always had the same seed packets, and so I was trying to seed them, you know, in the spring and in the fall, but I hadn't bought new seed packets. They were still technically weren't expired, but maybe those particular seed packets just, you know, bad seeds. It happens. So I'm going to give it a try with these new seeds, and we will see how it goes. So if you do struggle trying to grow something, try a different seed, you know, seed packet. Get a new one, or try a different variety in that same family, and maybe it'll work. You know, switch up the environment. I have tried growing seeds in many places. I like to experiment of where they grow best. I have grown them on the front porch, I have grown them inside, I have grown in my greenhouse, I have grown them just open air, which is what I'm doing right now, because I wanted to see how that worked. So there's lots of ways to do it, and it's fun to experiment and kind of see what works best for you in your area, because every place in the country, no matter where you are, is going to be a little different. It's going to be a little different. So, alrighty. So, thank you for watching my 2022 seed haul. Yeah, this was definitely a haul. I have a lot of seeds. So, I will leave links down in the description below to each of the seeds that I listed here. I don't know if I'll be able to do it for the Dollar Tree seeds, because I don't know if, I can probably do it from the American Seed website, but you can get these from the Dollar Tree. So yeah, I will try to link as many of these things as I can. Okay, well, that is all for me today. Okay guys, thanks for watching.